The nth Tribonacci number problem is closely related to the well-known Fibonacci sequence problem, but with a slight twist in the formulation. While the Fibonacci sequence is a series where each term is the sum of the two preceding ones, the Tribonacci sequence extends this concept by summing the three preceding terms to generate the next number in the sequence. To understand the difference, let's first recall the Fibonacci sequence, which is mathematically defined as follows. f0 equals 0, f1 equals 1, and fn equals fn minus 1 plus fn minus 2 for any n larger or equal to 2. In other words, each term after the first two is the sum of the previous two terms. The Tribonacci sequence, on the other hand, is defined by the following rules. t0 equals 0, t1 equals 1, t2 equals 1, and tn equals tn minus 1 plus tn minus 2 plus tn minus 3 for any n greater than or equal to 3. Thus, in the Tribonacci sequence, each term is the sum of the three preceding terms. The sequence starts with 0, 1, 1 and continues with terms like 2, 4, 7, 13, and so on. Given the similarities between the Fibonacci and Tribonacci sequences, we can develop an algorithm to compute the nth term of the Tribonacci sequence in a manner analogous to how we compute Fibonacci numbers. However, instead of keeping track of just two preceding terms, we need to keep track of the three preceding terms. To implement this, I begin by declaring four variables: t0, t1, t2, and t3. These variables will store the values of the Tribonacci sequence as we compute them. Additionally, I declare a variable I to use in the loop for iterating through the sequence. The base cases for this problem are straightforward and follow directly from the sequence definition. If n equals 0, the function returns 0 because t0 equals 0. If n equals 1, the function returns 1 because t1 equals 1. And if n equals 2, the function also returns 1 because t2 equals 1. These base cases handle the simplest situations where n is one of the first three indices in the Tribonacci sequence, so no further calculation is needed. For larger values of n, I employ a for loop to calculate the sequence iteratively. The loop runs from 3 to n since the first three terms, t0, t1, and t2, are already known and do not need to be recomputed. In each iteration of the loop, the next term, t3, is calculated as the sum of the three preceding terms, t0 plus t1 plus t2. After computing t3, I update the variables for the next iteration. t0 is updated to hold the value of t1, t1 is updated to hold the value of t2, and t2 is updated to hold the value of t3. This process ensures that in each iteration, the three variables t0, t1, and t2 hold the correct values to compute the next term in the sequence. After the loop completes, the variable t3 contains the value of the nth term of the Tribonacci sequence, which is then returned as the result. Let's consider an example with n equals 7. The Tribonacci sequence begins with 0, 1, 1, and from there the following iterations occur. Iteration 1 start with t0 equals 0, t1 equals 1, t2 equals 1. Compute t3 as 0 plus 1 plus 1 that equals 2. Update t0 to 1, t1 to 1, and t2 to 2. Iteration 2, compute t3 as 1 plus 1 plus 2 that equals 4. Update t0 to 1, t1 to 2, and t2 to 4. Iteration 3, compute t3 as 1 plus 2 plus 4 that equals 7. Update t0 to 2, t1 to 4, and t2 to 7. Iteration 4, compute t3 as 2 plus 4 plus 7 that equals 13. Update t0 to 4, t1 to 7, and t2 to 13. And iteration 5, compute t3 as 4 plus 7 plus 13 that equals 24. Update t0 to 7, t1 to 13, and t2 to 24. At the end of these iterations, t3 holds the value 24, which is the seventh term in the Tribonacci sequence. If we look at the sequence up to this point, it is 0, 1, 1, 2, 4, 7, 13, and 24. This approach is not only efficient but also straightforward, avoiding the potential pitfalls of recursive algorithms such as Stack Overflow, especially for large values of n. By using an iterative approach with variables to store intermediate results, the time complexity of the algorithm remains O of n, which is optimal for this problem. This ensures that the solution is both practical and scalable for large inputs. In conclusion, the iterative approach used to compute the ith Tribonacci number is both efficient and easy to implement, drawing on the principles of the Fibonacci algorithm while extending them to accommodate the additional complexity of the Tribonacci sequence. The use of a loop to calculate each term in a sequence ensures that the algorithm remains efficient with a time complexity of O of n, making it suitable for a wide range of applications. This method effectively balances simplicity with performance, providing a reliable solution to the problem of calculating Tribonacci numbers. Now that the algorithm is complete, it's important to test it across various cases, including edge cases like small values of n and larger ones, to ensure that it performs well and returns the correct results in all scenarios. This will confirm the robustness and reliability of the solution.